There we go. Welcome, everybody, to our Nikken Product Showcase. To launch us off, I need to let you know that I am an independent Nikken consultant, not an employee of Nikken, and also to let you know that we're not here to make any medical claims to diagnose, treat, or cure, or anything like that, but that we do have some absolutely phenomenal technologies that have transformed my life and the lives of millions and millions of people across the globe. We're going to talk about a concept today known as active wellness. And you should be able to see now on your screen a presentation that I'll be going from to kind of help guide you through some of this. And just in short, active wellness is a really a simple concept. It makes a lot of intuitive sense that sometimes we don't give enough credence to, if you will. When it comes to health in America, we have had a lot of people who have given up their power to create health. And what I mean by that is our scientists have done some really amazing things. Penicillin did some really phenomenal miracles in medicine in America and throughout the globe. But when that happened, we started to think that these scientists were the people who were going to take care of our health problems. And we started to have people that go, well, eat, drink, and be merry. It doesn't matter how we live or what we do, for tomorrow we shall not die. For tomorrow the doctor will make a pill. And with that pill, we can become better regardless of what we do. And we kind of gave up a lot of the knowledge that great-grandma had about how to keep us well, some of the common sense things of what we should do. And what I've loved about Nikken is they have put the beauty and glory and majesty of nature combined with some pretty amazing scientists and some common sense back into health and put the power of health back into your hands. And so with that, we're going to talk about a compounding effect, if you will, of our decisions. And in life, would you believe that there are decisions we can make today, right here, right now, that would affect our physical, financial, emotional, spiritual life for the worse 5 years from now? Is it possible to make a decision that could really mess things up for you, and maybe not just you, but maybe your decisions even affect other people? Is that possible? And I believe that's possible, that our decisions play a role in our destiny, our future, if you will. How we choose to live, our daily choices actually compound, because when we make one choice, maybe it's to do something not so healthy, it becomes easier the next day to make another choice to do something not so healthy, and maybe the next day to do something even less healthy, and that has a compounding effect. And by health, I don't just mean the things that we're eating. The types of lifestyles that we choose to live, the types of employment that we choose to have, our choices can make a huge impact on our future. In fact, I love this concept here, the green arrow on this chart, that says that we can actually make choices that will expand our freedoms. A healthier life gives us more choice. A non-healthy life gives us much less choice. And then that's not just healthy in our physical body. Healthy finances, healthy family, all those things free us up and alleviate a whole heck of a lot of burden. And so one of the things that we have to do is if we're going to get well and actively well, we have to realize that it's a choice, that we do have the ability to make choices which can make radical differences in our being, in our future. Now, I'm going to narrow in a lot on this presentation today about our health, our physical health and well-being. We live in a society right now that is stressed to death. more heart attacks on Monday morning than any other time of week. Positive proof that people are just dying to get back to work. they love what they do. Not always. In fact, they say that over 80% of Americans don't like what they're doing. They wish that they were doing something else. They're not finding that they are receiving value or giving enough value, psychic income in what they're doing, and they're stressed. They're stressed to death, and stress is the leading cause of stroke, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, making your body acidic. The more acidic you are, the more prone you are to cancer, stroke, heart disease, all those types of things. We live in a society right now that is sleep deprived for a myriad of reasons. And one of the challenges with that is we are radically undereducated as to the impact of sleep on our health. For some reason, we think that health comes in the form of a pill, and it doesn't. We were created to regenerate, to cleanse, to get rid of all the metabolic waste that our body produces, to renew, to be reinvigorated, and that process, by and large, takes place when we sleep. Over 90% of the body's repair and maintenance takes place when we get into the deep REM and alpha stages of sleep. And if we don't, our body does not repair and regenerate. Our body does not renew. And we seem to think that sleep is something that we can do without. In fact, we're told that we are weak if we're needing lots of sleep. People try to get by on less. They have electronic devices that keep them up at night. There's bells and buzzers and things that keep them going. Entertainment for all hours of the day. And some people have sleep disorders they don't even know are sleep disorders. When you're going to sleep, if you're going to sleep, whoops, too hot, and then you wake up to stick your leg out, you didn't get a chance to get into that deep REM stage of sleep. And then if 40, 50 minutes later, you're going to sleep, whoops, too cold, and you're waking up again, having to pull that leg back in, arm out, arm in, covers off, covers on, roll over because your shoulder hurts, roll over because your hip hurts, roll over because your pillow is too hot and having to readjust that. All of these things keep us awake and keep us out of the deep repair, regenerative stages of sleep. Air. It's been said now that they're linking air as one of the fourth leading causes of cancer. Air pollution has become a major, major challenge, whether you're living, strangely enough, in a polluted metropolitan area or manufacturing area, or if you're living in an urban area. How can the air be so bad in an urban area? Well, come to find out, indoor air is, they say indoor air is now anywhere from 2 to 10 times more polluted than the most polluted city. Volatile organic compounds coming from your paints. They have formaldehyde coming from your carpets. There are fumes coming from your furnaces. There are fumes from the cleansers. There are particles that come from your skin floating in the air, glues from the plywoods and the building materials, and it makes a toxic soup for us to breathe. And that they're all inflammatory, and inflammation is a major, major component with a lot of the disease challenges that we deal with today. Our water, loads and loads of challenges happening with our water. They're finding many of the delivery systems, the pipes leaking lead into our water. Every municipal water supply is now required to have chlorine into it, which gratefully that kills the living stuff in the water so that we're not getting diarrhea all the time. But the challenge is it kills living stuff. And we are living stuff. In fact, many water supplies, and they give out their annual report, will tell you if you are if you're nursing, or if you are elderly, or if you have an autoimmune condition, you should not drink the tap water because it is detrimental. But bottled water is no better. In fact, introducing extra chemicals, many things not clean in it, many of those endocrine disruptors, just lots of challenge, regardless of what side of the coin you are, what you believe your well water is safe, regardless of the farming part of particulates we know are in those, or your tap water or your bottled water. What we do know is that we have 80 to 95% of Americans that are chronically dehydrated. And when you're dehydrated, you don't think clear, your immune system doesn't work properly, you don't digest well, your skin goes to pot, your hair goes to pot. Lots of things don't function well. Your joints are in trouble when you're dehydrated. In fact, the vertebrae stacked up in your back have discs between them, and those are nothing more than sponges supposed to be filled with water. And if those sponges get dehydrated and those vertebrae begin to collapse in on one another and pinch those nerves, no wonder we have over 80% of Americans at some point experiencing back problems. So there's a lot of challenges that are out there in the way that we live now. So the trend is that we're raising our children in a lifestyle that isn't so hot. We have 1 in 5 adolescents that are obese. We're keeping them indoors, and on this picture it shows rain possibly keeping this child indoors. But you know, it used to be that kids would get up and go out and play and sometimes be gone for hours at a time and come back in the evening for dinner. And now parents don't feel safe letting their children go out and play. And we have less than half of all adolescents getting what they need in terms of their fruits and vegetables. We're supposed to be getting 9 to 11 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables every day, and we're not doing that. We just have a huge challenge. 1 in 13 children now with asthma. The rate of allergies going up dramatically. We have adult diseases attacking our children. Is it possible that what we're feeding them, that maybe teaching them that Ronald McDonald is not as good of a guy as we think he might be, and maybe teaching them that there are some things that they're going to have to do to become healthy. So what is it that we're going to need to do to become healthy? Our lifestyles are not necessarily prone towards health now. We're going to have to actively choose some things to make us healthy, to become active physically, but actively find a way to get good sleep, and find a way to get good air, and find a way to get good water, and find a way to get good nutrients, and find a way to get rid of those stress things. So how do we do that? Nikken has a holistic approach. Getting rid of stress has to do with finding balance. Balance, what we call the 5 pillars of health. The idea that it's not just our physical well-being that makes us healthy, but our state of mind. Do we have a positive outlook? How are we doing in our mental state? How is our family? Is our family causing us more stress? Are there things we need to balance out there? Our finances. Number 1 cause of divorce, financial problems. Number 1 cause of stress, financial problems, which then lead to health problems. They're all interlinked. They're not independent. And so one of the things we need to do to become healthy is to actively take a look at these 5 pillars: mind, body, family, society, and finances. Take an honest assessment and say, you know, is there something I need to do in these 5 pillars to strengthen a weak spot? If you were to look right now and say, you know, maybe I'm not doing so well when it comes to healthy body. Maybe I'm not doing so well when it comes to healthy finances. What do I need to do to balance out that pillar? And you're the only one that can make that choice and make that realization that there may be a weak tire on your vehicle, so to speak, that's out of balance. So we encourage you to find a way. In fact, Nikken has a course called Humans Being More Training that you can plug into to help learn how to begin gaining balance in your life. So next thing on here, from a physical standpoint, it maybe become important, if you will, to learn how to control the environment that we do have control over. We can't necessarily control everything that's happening in the world around us, but we can control our own home. And our homes are a really, really important place. We spend a lot of times in our home, and you probably can also have a little bit of control over your office space. And you'll see here in this picture, here we have an air wellness unit that is taking charge of the air in this space. You see a nutrient we call jade greenzymes helping to take charge of, it's the most alkaline food substance on the planet. There's a light here in this picture, which is a full spectrum light. Your body actually produces things from light. Back here in the corner, you see a water system that is being employed. There are things that we can do in our spaces to help eliminate toxins in the water, eliminate toxins in the air. In fact, this technology helps to eliminate toxins within our body. It's an amazing cleansing unit to help create a healthier environment. Are there things that we can do in terms of the air, in terms of our sleep? Are there things, simple things that we could do that could transform our sleep, our water, our food, our light. It can actually improve our sense of well-being. Well, I'd like to introduce to you a company called Nikken, world-renowned research and development company, over 40 years of history out of Japan, which happens to be the healthiest nation in the world. They spend the least amount of money of healthcare of all industrialized nations, and yet have the best results. 90% of their dollars spent on prevention. And to them, prevention isn't how to identify a disease early. Prevention is really prevention. How do we keep Humpty Dumpty from getting on the wall in the first place? To be able to allow a transformative way for the body to prevent dis-ease from taking place. So this company, Nikken, has a 5A1 Dun & Bradstreet rating, a lot of the leading, as I said, hospitals, universities, research facilities in Japan. In fact, in Japan, they have some pretty unique philosophies. Over here, we have a disease, a condition they call fibromyalgia. In Japan, they don't have that. In Japan, they have what they call magnetic field deficiency syndrome. And they simply put them on a magnetic mattress, which was researched and developed by Nikken. Some really profound results. So you see here a category, we have nutritional components. We have some of the most advanced nutritional technologies for heart health. We have advanced nutritional technologies for bone health. In fact, tomorrow there will be a product presentation, a product training specifically on our bone health technologies. We're getting as much as double-digit bone density increases in just as little as 6 months for some people. And the bone health technology, strangely enough, actually, a lot of people don't realize this, but bones play a role in the well-being of the brain and the well-being of the heart and the well-being of the muscles and the nerves, digestive tract, all of those things. We'll explore that tomorrow. We have some amazing advanced organic, EcoCert certified skincare technologies. We have advanced nutritional technologies. I have friends who've struggled with celiacs and Crohn's and just all sorts of terrible digestive challenges. And a friend who was on a mission in South America and came back with parasites and suffered miserably for years, and Nikken's technologies dramatically transformed for them. You see an environmental section here, an air unit that is more efficient than hospital HEPA filtration. In addition to getting rid of all the bad stuff, it also puts in some amazing components to help make the body healthy called negative ions. Our water technology, designed to help make the water alkaline, 8.5 to 9.5 in pH, to add minerals, there are stones in here, to filter out all the bad stuff. It has magnetic components to cluster. It ionizes. It creates what we call a living water, wherein it's an amazing, I've seen huge transformations for people where they actually learn how to crave water. I didn't realize that some people, water makes them sick. Some people are nauseous with the water that they drink. And this water technology is unbelievable. I've seen people that it's taken away the amount of discomfort in their body, because a lot of people are hurting, strange enough, because of dehydration. The muscles go into spasms. I've seen it transform neurological challenges. I've seen it transform a lot. If you're looking for the best water on the planet at the best price, the only other system I know out there that creates an alkaline water of this caliber, they want over $4,000 for. And Nikken, it used to take 2 systems to do what we do right now, cost over $1,200, and now for under $249, you can get the best water on the planet. Very simple to use. Light, you just plug in a full spectrum lighting technology, phenomenal to read by. I have them by my, right here by my computer. I call them my happy lamp. And you see down here a water system, a shower system, to get rid of the components when you're showering, so you're not absorbing all of the chemicals as you shower. On the right-hand side, you see rest and relaxation technologies. This device in the bottom right, I've seen alleviate people's breathing problems. I've seen it help ladies with cramping. It's most popular for people's back problems. My brother-in-law had 11 years worth of major back problems. He could sometimes not be able to move for 2 and 3 days at a time. Pinched nerves, he had some disc issues going on. And he got this device. He got a pair of magnetic insoles in his shoes and a magnetic sleep system. Over the course of 3 months, he got rid of 11 years worth of problems that doctors, chiropractors, and massage therapists were not able to take care of. With this sleep technology, which employs negative ion technologies, it employs advanced magnetic technologies, it employs far infrared technologies, helping to balance temperature, helping to balance pH. I don't know all the reasons why, folks, but I will tell you of hundreds of thousands of people who've gotten on this, and the absolute best night's sleep they've ever had. Myself, I had an autoimmune condition. I was triggered by a mosquito. I've got what they call dengue fever. Radically transformed my life in my early 20s. I lived with chronic respiratory problems thereafter. I lived with intense fatigue thereafter. I lived with antibiotics 8 to 13 times per year. No matter how much I slept, I was always tired. In fact, I could sleep anytime, anywhere. I didn't realize I had a sleep problem, but I started falling asleep while I was driving. 5 accidents that my parents knew about. The last one, I rolled my car. We're not quite sure. My guardian angel was working overtime. But my parents said, look, I don't know how long that guardian angel is going to be able to keep up with you, and there's no excuse at this point. You need to take a look at these technologies. And they became quite insistent. And I will tell you that these technologies dramatically transform my life. I sleep 2 to 4 hours less per day. No more strep throat and bronchitis. Headaches dramatically reduced in their frequency. And I will tell you, I became a huge wellness enthusiast. I've been in the wellness industry now over 20 years, and I have looked the globe over for technologies, and I have seen nothing that makes a bigger impact in people's overall sense of well-being, their ability to repair and maintain, than a Nikken Wellness Home. I've never had anybody get a wellness home, which is getting the rest and relaxation technologies, getting the environmental technologies, getting what they need nutritionally. I've never said anybody get all that, set it up, use it, and regret it. It's the single most powerful thing that you can do for your health, your longevity, your overall sense of well-being. I found nothing better. And for those looking to get off of medications, countless people. My 4th grade teacher was on 21 medications. Within 3 months, we had her off of those, which is just phenomenal. Nikken has been endorsed by many amazing trusted partners. At one point, the World Federation of Chiropractic endorsing our sleep technologies. Right now, Healthy Child, Healthy World, which is out trying to educate the world about the toxins around us and how they're creating a radical amount of disease. The average child now being born with over 200 chemicals coursing through their veins because of what's in the mother. And if you could cleanse that out, if you had a way of getting rid of the burden that our body has by not taking in as many chemicals as we breathe, not taking in as many stressors or toxins as we drink our water, and getting rid of the ones we've taken in, wouldn't it be neat to put the body in an ideal situation, to fine-tune the engine of our body and get it revving up at a phenomenal rate? Now, we have here on this last slide an opportunity for people to take a look at some choices. Someone has introduced you to some of the phenomenal healthcare technologies on the planet available through Nikken. I'm going to encourage you, get online, look at this stuff, order. It is amazing. You will not be, and folks, when it comes to the price of these technologies, you will find nothing that pays you more long-term, simple to use. Get a sleep system, you pay for it once, you benefit passively for the rest of your life. You never have to remember to use it. You just go to bed and you benefit. You set the water system up once, you benefit passively. You put the magnetic insoles in your shoes once, you benefit over and over. It's simple and easy to use. So many of you, you're just going to become a customer and say, you know, this stuff is awesome. You're going to find yourself liking this and recommending it to others. The person who invited you here, the Nikken consultant, just tell them and other people you know that could benefit. On the other hand, if you're looking for a part-time income, something fun to do, a great hobby that can make you some money in the process, you might consider becoming a part-time entrepreneur. And there's actually a business preview. You can use the same link that got you onto this webinar today. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain. It's 12 o'clock Central or 1 o'clock Eastern. The same exact time you started this presentation today, you can get on tomorrow to learn about the business aspects of this if you're curious about that. Some people are interested in what it takes to upgrade and to share with other people. And other people say, you know, I'd be interested in becoming a full-time entrepreneur. But right now, take a real good look at these technologies. Tomorrow at 3:30 Pacific, we will have a product training on the bone health technologies. To wrap up, Krandah, go ahead and unmute yourself if you would. And we've invited Krandah to share her story of how her life was radically transformed with these technologies. Krandah, just push that button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. There you are. Take it away, Krandah.
Hi, guys. As Brody said, I'm Crandah Mckenzie. I live in upstate New York. I'm 41 years old. And the reason why I'm telling you my age, that I'm 41, is because I no longer feel that I'm 41 years old. I actually feel like I'm in my early 20s again due to Nikken. I was diagnosed with MS a few years back. I did go through my 20s and my 30s, very similar to Brody, with major fatigue, memory loss. I'd get numbness in my arms and in my legs. I'd also get numbness in my lips. Actually, back in 2006, I started to lose my vision. We had put, and just real briefly, my son on the magnetic sleep system because he too was diagnosed with ADHD and had such fantastic results that that's when I decided to get on the sleep system and start using the sleep system, the nutritionals. I also wear the insoles in my shoes. I wear my power band every day, my power band, wristband as well. And I just feel fantastic. 95% of my symptoms are gone. And I get up every morning and I'm energized, and I just, I can't express how much they've changed my life, the life of my children. Also, I also drink the Mag water too. That's been a biggie. And just one more, my daughter too, who has for years had allergies and asthma and just religious ear infections, and the list goes on, and to the allergist just about every year, and sick probably 4 to 5 times out of the year. She has been wearing her magnetic necklace now for 8 months and has been symptom free. She can breathe. She no longer has any stuffy nose, runny nose, no ear infections. So all of us have just been blessed, and our lives are finally back in balance again. So it's been wonderful.
Krandah, thank you so much for being on and sharing your story. It is it's a powerful inspiration. You know, we don't have to live with these diseases the doctors say that are normal and you're going to live with for the rest of your life. I've seen countless people whose lives have been transformed and who literally have added years to their life and life to their years. If you're listening to this presentation today, I'm going to encourage you to call the person up who invited you to listen and thank them. Ask them for a full overview of the technologies, get a complete demonstration of the technologies. I'm going to encourage you to grab them now. I've never had anybody get a complete wellness home and regret it. It's some of the most phenomenal technologies to make a difference, not only for you. When you start focusing on health, the people around you will see the change. And you're going to impact their lives. You'll have friends that you impact, you'll have children that you impact, even parents that you impact, because you begin to make choices that take you towards a lifestyle of humans being more rather than humans being less. I'll conclude the recording right now and open this up for questions if there happen to be any. One moment here.